Yeah, I like what you illustrated is the decision that TES were making. Are we better when we full engage, or do we feel better fishing for them? And TES, credit to them.
In the previous matchups that other teams have had versus TS, that's where they've been able to exploit this roster as well. And if you can just keep repeat ganking, keep seeing if he's available. I mean, is he just dead?
Tower plate. He just dies.
Yeah, what?
He just dies.
What?
And Nayu focusing on the top side. There's no vision to spot this up, so Xiaoshu, despite the fact that he got first blood, could go down here. Has level 6 to try and escape. Might choose to use it, but unfortunately is going to get stunned up once by the public execution and once by the Pantheon, who jumps right in on top of him. Xiaoshu still alive as the dragon will fall in the favor of JDG, and they will gladly trade their top laner's life.
Took a while. Took a
He's
really
going
long
for
while.
it! He's
1,
going for it!
2. Okay. Just about going to be the stun coming through from Nayu. I think 369 was just about going to be okay. Needed 2 or 3 more auto attacks. Exactly, and now that's going to be down for the next Drake coming up in a couple of minutes' time. If you wanted to roam up towards the top side, you don't have it available for you there. Still, at the same time, it is going to be Nayu sees people down towards the bottom side of the map and will just head straight towards these grubs. Should be able to pick up all 3 of them. As much as Junja is making his way up, should be way too late to be able to really impact onto this objective.
Pantheon super efficient at clearing the grubs as junglers go. This 369 has unfortunately taken some more negative trades up against Xiaoshu.
Yes, they do, but how well will the execution come on through for them as both teams begin posturing around this Drake? Top laners do both have teleport as well, so you can bring them down if you think you really need it. JDG gonna start it up.
First item complete for Gala, not the case for Jackie. This is an ill-advised fight for Top Esports, but
no!
They are going to yeet Junjia right out of there, and suddenly the smite difference is going to make this a whole lot easier. Nayu can grab this one right now. Vampire is low. Gala will collect a kill, trade it out for his support, but with Cream unfortunately walking into the river, it will be another kill that goes the way of JDG. A 2-for-1 plus the dragon, and maybe a little bit more, as Junjia comes down to punish an overextended Nayu, who flashes away, will not get knocked up. 2-for-1, still in the favor of JDG, but again, dragon goes to top. This is another situation where I don't mind how Nayu has been playing. Unfortunately, at 15 minutes, yes, his team is slightly behind in gold. Not a good statistical bit of news for them. Dive towards the bot side, not awesome either. Cream is unfortunately not able to play League of Legends.
No. No, he is not, and that is a little bit unfortunate. Of course, that does pull multiple members of JGG down towards the bottom side of the map. That is going to result in this Rift Herald. We'll see what the use of that can be. You're obviously already going to lose out onto first tower down in the bottom side of the map, but with only 2 turret plates on the mid lane tower at the moment, if you can get the Rift Herald into the mid lane, that could open up the map for TES. They just need to make sure they get some good use out of this objective.
And not to move past this either, this is another mini-map moment for Cream. He knows as well as anyone that his full team has committed up top side to take the Rift Herald because they saw so many members of JDG bot. It is a completely avoidable mistake by Cream that now puts him down 0-2. It's not the worst thing. Yes, it's comebackable, but the team is already behind, and now having lost their Orianna once again, plus the tower, one of those things could have been avoided.
With a composition that needed to get ahead. Now you've got 20 seconds until the next Drake is going to spawn. You're behind in items. You're not going to be anywhere near as strong to be able to step up. We'll see what the impact is going to be for TES, but JDG, you've got to be feeling very confident about the way that this game is going right now. Hongq got the Seekers as well, so he's got that extra level of survivability. A potential skirmish here.
Junja definitely feels confident stepping up to Nayu with Gala as strong as he is. No stun going to connect onto the wall, and Gala even manages to dodge the Keeper's verdict. Now, no kills will go down, but a Rift Herald will be thrown out. First tower in the mid lane going to go the way of Top Esports. Not a bad way for this to go for them, and perhaps starting to stack up resistance if they have access to future dragons. Mountain Soul will make Sion basically unkillable up against a dive composition. They don't even get a flash out of the opposing AD carry.
Oh, and look what you lose for this mid lane, top lane. 369, he's going to have to walk down towards that play. If he leaves a little bit earlier, maybe he's able to get there for the public execution and grabs a kill, but he sticks around just a little bit too long. It costs them both a kill down in the mid lane and this top lane tower. The gold lane continues to expand out.
Focus definitely tending towards this Baron right now. Both teams pretty close in the grand scheme of things. One good team fight out of Top Esports. One good isolation onto Gala could be it, but they've instead been isolated themselves. Jockey goes down in the mid lane, and it is disaster for Top Esports, who now have no way to contest the Baron, the vision around it, but more importantly, the Dragon that's coming up in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you can go straight towards the Baron at this point. Instead, it may just be a collapse right here onto 369. He stuck around to take himself a couple of turret plates. We have seen this already. Gets pushed back as well. This is just a buy time for the team to arrive.
Emperor's Divide just makes the positioning out of 369 that much more difficult. Flash for flash. Up top side, 369 incredibly mobile, but Junjia does land that little bit of CC as Nayu comes in really late, but maybe with the help of Cream, with the help of a Shockwave, could turn this around. They answer one back. Hongq is now alone, flashes away, but cannot get out from Feng Yue. It is a double kill for Cream, and Top Esports show up right in time.
And this is just a really odd set of plays right here from JDG. They go push towards the top side of the map, and when I said, this is just an Emperor's Divide to buy time for the team, I expected a couple more members to be coming along. I think you'd expect that you would bring a few more over. Gala especially decides to just stay mid, keep pushing through the waves, and that leaves you exposed to the counter-engage.
As he is forced to expend Crescent Guard to survive. This next Mountain Dragon now firmly in the hands of Top Esports. They can start this whenever they want, and they're going to start it up now. JDG still have 5 members standing. Feng Yue has to play frontline for the team.
Ooh, I mean, you could just step up as Xiaoshu.
Nayu gets bumped right out of the pit by Headbutt, but Jockey free firing in the backline, actually doing very well with 369, flanking and publicly executing Gala. Top Esports turn the fight around at the Dragon Pit. Pick up, perhaps not the Dragon, but 3 kills on JDG? That's pretty good.
And they can turn back around and go straight on towards this Baron. I mean, it is going to be a little bit of a risky take. Wait, no. Hongq's decided to just push bot lane. He doesn't want to go and compete for this one at all. And that may well have been the throw out of JDG. Yes, they get themselves the Drake. Yes, they are on soul point, but I mean, he's pretty slippery right there. Just about going to be able to get on away. And what we saw in this previous teamfight is what's going to bear out for the rest of these teamfights. Which of the ADCs is allowed to sit and hit? If Jashi is allowed to sit and do his damage, well then these should be win teamfights for TES, but...
Public's execution. Right onto Junjia, now stunned into the wall, but cannot be damaged from far away. Feng Yue ejects 3 members of JDG, and that makes it an easy pick on the jungler. 5v5, difficult. 2v5, not so much.
I mean, it felt a little bit like an anti-synergy at first, you know, that's 3 members who have just had a big chunk of damage done to them, who've punted away, but it works out in the end. The re-engage coming through from JDG.
Nayu, fortunately enough health to tank up tower for a little while longer. No more public execution, though, means that Gala should be all the safer, but he takes a big chunk of damage out of Cream, who is now feeling much more comfortable in the Orianna with 2 items completed. Jockey, not even present for the fight, shoves a wave into the mid lane, continues to extend the gold lead for Top Esports, and specifically for himself. 2,000 gold in the favor of Jockey. Every single summoner up across both teams, and you have to imagine that they want to keep it that way. Top Esports are fishing for ways to blow summoners from JDG, so that not even around this Dragon, but around the Baron that comes up in 2 minutes, it's all the easier for them to take. But Top Esports, for all of that, could give up a risky position themselves. Cream's TP'd in, almost equalizing the numbers, and down comes Jockey. It's 4v4 on the bot side, as we saw both top laners now stepping away from each other, with one TPing back towards the fight. It is going to be
going in.
Xiaoshu that comes in, goes for the engage, and forces the flash out of Cream. That is big. Nayu stuns him right back, but Sion, being Sion, takes 0 damage. Huge flank out of 369, unspotted as of yet. He's going to look for access on Gala. Vampire playing Peel for his AD carry.
If Vampire finds 369, that can snap this engage in half. There we go.
Dragon half HP, and out goes the Alistair. 369 looks for Gala, forces a flash out of him, which is big. Still zoning out the AD carry. Junjia in the front lines with a whole lot of Crescent guarding going on as well. JDG take almost no damage, but Gala commits for Nayu and gets instantly deleted by Cream. It is a huge amount of damage coming out of the Orianna, and JDG, with just 2 members left, will give up their last, and it is an ace for Top Esports on the Dragon to follow.
They're going to get themselves another one of the dragons, and you can now establish control across the board as well. 30 seconds until the Baron is going to be spawning. I'm not sure they can instantly start this one back up, but a teleport, I get it. You're looking to take out the jungler, but you know that all of your opponents are stood in the bush. This is exactly what we've been highlighting as, oh boy.
Got back to live, just continues being a good news story for Top Esports. Jockey, Thanos, Snaps, Hongq. And Top Esports now have the Baron, no mid laner to face up against, and an engage from JDG to protect a little bit of vision is fine. It's fine.
Hey, you gotta try something. I mean, at this point, you're beginning to bleed this game out. Gala heading back to base, see if he's got another fully completed item. If he does, maybe there's a chance to turn things around. Yes, he is going to be able to grab that mortal, so at least you've got that little bit of extra damage onto Gala. But when we were talking about this player, we said he could be great, but he sometimes tries to do a little bit too much. Right now, though, he is going to have to step up big for his team.
What shockwave from Cream, that has been given specifically to Gala. No other member of JDG has had the honor of wasting Cream's shockwave so far. Another big shield out of Nayu just completely negates any retaliation that JDG might have. What a shockwave connecting onto 4 members, and a Scion rockets forward. Xiaoshu expires before the train even reaches its end. Public execution right on top of Hongq, leaves the Zero at 1 HP, and it's 369 and Nayu all over the backline of JDG, with Junjia the last standing and the last to fall. It'll be a double kill picked up by Nayu, and a win in Game 1 picked up by Top Esports against JDG.
As much as JDG came into today as the favorites, Top Esports, they're playing for top 4. They needed to win this series. I would put Fengyue as my MVP for this game. It's not going to reflect in the stats, of course, looking at who did the damage right here. 369, you can't take it away from him. Other than that first top lane play where he walks in and dies for a turret plate, everything else that he did in this game was incredibly impressive.
I don't know. You're right. This does round out the composition. Yes, it's tanky. Yes, it's nice for Top Esports, and it's probably not the focus, but from a drafting perspective, I think we could have done a little better.
Not going to be any surprises right here. Nayo is going to just move through mid lane. He does go for a little bit of damage. Why not? Gets a little bit of extra mana out of Hongq as well. But Junjia doesn't look like he wants to just instantly concede this one. You're right about the skirmish. Just wrong side of the map.
Odd to see Junjia stepping up so far for this, but it is a
Oh,
2v2,
no.
and Fear is going to land. Junjia flashes over the wall onto Nayu and ends up picking up first blood for his mid laner as the poison from Hongq ticks away.
Oh, I mean, at that point, Cream had pretty much entirely run himself out of mana. Hongq now keeps bullying onto him, and the second that Noxious Blast landed from Hongq, that was completely over. Those Twin Fangs early on does such a ridiculous amount of damage.
Classic mid laners sticking around with low health, low mana, and Nayu really wants to answer back. Cream flashes away, but Hongq will be finished off a little bit too greedy, even with his early lead on Cassiopeia. With that kind of mindset, I think you've unlocked something.
True. Very, very true. So it is going to be this first Drake started up right here by JDG. They've got themselves push going on in the bot lane, so very unlikely you can try to compete onto this one, especially with Nayu heading into the top lane at the moment. An early Drake stacking could be really impactful here for JDG. You've got yourself a composition that wants to be playing aggressive early on, has a good scaling into the late game, so having the Drake stacking in your favor, allowing you to control the tempo of the game going forwards, will be really good for them if they can keep it up, obviously. It's just going to be the first Drake for the moment.
We can see how quickly that matchup turns as well. It's been gold leads all the way across the board for JDG up until that very same moment. Paranoia, however, immediately unleashed onto the bot side, will be interrupted by the level 6 from Fengyue, but that does not stop his AD carry from going down. Kill collected by Junjia, and first Paranoia has gone pretty well, Bloxer.
Sorry, just used the ulti to get back to the lane, actually, so isn't going to be able to teleport himself in from here.
Joshua's teleport, 369 does not. Engage happens with Vampire on the bot side, and unfortunately, Miasma costs Fengyue most of his HP. Cream walks into the river, but is unable to stop the dragon from going down. Huge ultimate from Cassiopeia. Hongq almost deleting the jungler entirely, but Junxia commits into the backside and immediately is going to be answered back. It is 1-for-1 with a dragon going to JDG. Cream trying to play backline, but Boomerang Blade almost finishes off Fengyue, 1 HP and will go down to Gala, but Cream answers back with the help of Jiaqi, taking down Hongqiu. Gala's running for the hills, does not have a whole lot of cooldowns left and no spell shield left to save him. Top Esports, they may lose the dragon, but they are collecting members of JDG one by one.
Vampire looked like he was going to go for a little bit of a save onto his ADC. Nope. Flashes straight over the wall and will use a final dredge line to be able to get himself out from that play. Whenever you go that way as well, just so much extra movement speed if you want that side of things. Now, TES, they've got themselves control over this Herald pit, but at the same time, with Paranoia up and available, you can always get in as Junxia.
Shoes on the other foot this time. 369 does have teleport to join the fight should he wish to. Top Esports won the 4v4 last time, now equalizing the numbers once again. Xiaoshu's got a pretty impressive flank right now, but out go the lights and inside the pit. Unfortunately, Junxia does not get the better end of that trade, loses the Rift Herald and loses his life as he tries to dive onto the backline. Well, JDG's backline have to run away, turn tail from the Rise ultimate. Realm Warp really turning that fight even further in the favor of Top Esports. To believe that I do. I wonder how often he wins on Nocturne, because the ultimates that we've seen out of Junxia so far have not been indicating a great level of coordination out of JDG with this champion. Even right now, moving up towards the top side, he may be able to collect one. 369 extremely low, and Junxia will actually find another kill. No Paranoia used, however, they will lose Dragon for it.
This season, he has been 50-50, 1 win, 1 loss on this Nocturne, and he has shown once again right here, on the picks he's really good, and in the team fights just hasn't been able to make it work anywhere near as well. Still, it looks like it should actually still be this top lane tower going down as that first brick, even through the Rift Herald. Yeah, is gonna go down, and that's really nice right here from JDG. That extra influx of gold, 400 gold for that first tower, is really good for them, considering that they didn't have the Rift Herald to help out.
And around last Dragon fight, we also noted that...
Still, with as many people moving onto the mid lane as there were, Cream is going to be able to grab this tower on the top side of the map, and that does expand this gold lead out to about 1.5k for TES. It's not as much as you would really want at this point in the game. You'd prefer to be up by about 3,000 to really feel secure. And I mean, he can just keep on pulling that one through, looking, fishing, seeing if you can find yourself that potential pick, and if you ever do manage to land it onto one of those key members, just about going to be able to get away with his spell shield intact. That could be big going on forwards, as we have a look towards the Drake, and it's already going to be gone.
JDG do spot that. They know there's nothing they can do about it now. Unfortunately, it's their job to disengage. Nothing else to be gotten in this fight. Once Top Esports have the gold advantage and have the dragon, there is no point in trying to brute force the issue.
No, absolutely not, but you just lose this objective very easily. You're potentially going to give over all 4 of these Ocean Drakes, which would be a massive boon to a champion like the Cassante, who could just use that all the way through. They're even able to step up right here and take this mid lane tower, expanding their gold lead out 2,500 gold at this point, and it does very much feel like TES are on the brink of making this a 2-0. Exactly, you can't just go and burn it because the Realm Warp can bring people over nice and quickly. Vampire trying to step up right here. Gala too being very aggressive right now. He's right on the brink of completing that 3rd item, and oh, Vampire, oh no, no!
There goes the Chains of Corruption, and there goes a Vampire. Steps 1 moment too close to TES. Jiaqi will collect the 2nd kill, but 369 just wanted to turn this into more. JDG have already been forced out of the river. They might even be forced out of a Baron, as with 2 picks going the way of Top Esports, they feel confident starting this objective up.
No jungler available right here for JDG, and this may well be them throwing the game away. Only the damage carry still available, and they can step up, but this Baron should just be gone. Equalizer to try steal it, doesn't manage.
And I'm really encouraging you guys, if you got opinions on this, go to the Discord, send us your votes. Even better, send us your votes and your reasoning as well, because There are a lot of arguments for a lot of ADCs. Gala, just the most recent one in the conversation. In goes another team fight, and out goes another Chains of Corruption, stopping Junja in his tracks. Xiaoqi playing these team fights with incredible spacing. That is a huge petrifying gaze that does a huge amount of nothing into a losing team fight. JDG managed to step away with their lives, but that's not what they came in looking for.
No, and that's going to be 4 flashes now off of the board, 3 of them just blown in that one play, and with these Baron-empowered cannon minions wrecking these towers, TES, they are knocking on the door of the base right now.
And looking for their series win. A win here, like we said, keeps the hopes alive for TES of making it into the knockout stage. We'll need a little bit more luck, but for right now, fate is being taken into their own hands, or especially into 369's, as he zones everybody off of the inhibitor and stays above half health while doing it. Kazante moment for him, and perhaps a winning moment for Top Esports as they look for another fight. Out goes the hook, connecting with 369, the tankiest member of Top, as Xiaoqi gets time alone with Xiaoshu, and ultimately actually ends up being taken down by the Paranoia. Big turnaround by JDG. They've still got both Nexus towers up. Another petrifying gaze goes out. Hongq gets flashed on, and TES, they want to finish this game right now. Cream still alive, hitting the last Nexus tower, and Junjia does not have the damage to deal with it. Popped into the GA while his support goes down, while Junjia emerges into a nightmare for JDG. It will be Top Esports that take game 2 and take the series. My lord, and Xiaoqi really stepping up this game as well. Last game we were talking about Feng Yue, but it is the bot lanes that have made a huge difference in today's games.